sometimes. You ever?
No.
Like, there's this show on Netflix I've been watching. It's called Speed. It's about these professional track and field guys and women. And, like, this one fucking dude looks like a goddamn dinosaur, man. Like, his eyes are, like, right here. Like, they're both set. And, like, he's got, like, this fucking weird-shaped skull. But he's, like, a statue, man. And it's like, damn, I'm the same species as that guy.
Yeah. Pretty diverse race of Americans. Humans.
Yeah, dude. It doesn't trip you out?
No.
It's like, you know, how do they decide who gets what out of the genetic lottery, you know?
DNA, chromosomes.
Yeah, but, like,
parents.
I mean, even still, that's a crapshoot, because it'll be people in, like, you know... Now, granted, you said you and your brother are of similar height, yeah, but, like...
No.
Oh, no?
No.
Your brother's a lot taller than you?
Oh, yeah. Yeah. And he's the tallest in the family.
That's what I'm saying. That doesn't make you, like, it doesn't trip you out. Like, why did he fucking roll all sevens in that regard? You know, like...
That's how it works, man. Sometimes when you roll a dice, you get all sevens.
It's a trip, dude.
Sometimes when you roll a dice, you get all threes, man.
It's trippy. I mean, so you don't feel like there's a grand design at all. You just feel like it's a crapshoot. Like...
Yeah.
It's trippy to me, man. It's trippy. Well, hey, we're back on the fucking RomeBros, and Casa de Groves is in a state of fucking utter terror today. My name's Darius. I'm here with my main Marcel, but they shot the next fucking president, and I'm afraid that I'm gonna go to the grocery store and get strung up one day because of it. So, like,
well, we're all worried about that. We'll have to see how it turns out.
Like,
probably won't turn out well, but
definitely not.
we will see.
So, you know me, Mr. Tinfoil Hat Man. How much credence are you giving to the theories that it may have been a setup?
That's bold. That would be a really bold setup.
Very ballsy, right? Like,
yeah, I think if you were doing a setup, you would have it missed by a lot more than 2 inches. Yeah.
Unless they got the guy that's been doing the Vlad TV interviews with the dreadlocks, like this professional sniper man. Like,
I mean,
but
the
even
sniper guy
then,
also died, right?
Right? Oh yeah, they shot the guy. They killed
so if
him.
it was a setup.
Well, I mean, a double cross. It's like, hey, okay, well, you'll get away after you shoot him, but then they just killed him, so there's no witness, you know. Like, I mean, super duper conspiracy.
That's a little far. I wouldn't go that far.
Yeah.
I would say it's definitely a possibility.
Yeah, but yeah, you're right.
I would say very, very, very unlikely.
You'd have to be very ballsy to trust someone not to shoot you in the face.
Yeah.
And shoot you in the ear on purpose.
Yeah.
You would have to be... But...
Especially when you're moving your head around a little bit.
Yeah, he's fucking... Yeah, dude, like, man.
The wind changes direction, you know? Like,
yeah,
it's
that could have
over,
been his eyeball, yeah.
Yeah.
Jeez, Louise, man.
Who's a pupper boy?
Oh, man, but see, what... And also, too, what also takes the air out of, you know, it being a conspiracy is because most people on the right, as in... wing, not like a moral line in the sand there, but most people on the right, wouldn't they stand to lose the argument of gun control in this instance? Wouldn't you say? Like, all the people that, you know, want gun control are like, well, yeah.
People on the right go crazy, man. They're going to be like, more guns because of this subject. I don't know how they're going to do it, but they're going to be like, we need more guns.
This is going to equate to more guns.
If there was someone in the stands with a gun, they could have shot the guy before he shot Trump, alright? Like, seriously, that's going to be their argument or something like that.
Oh my god, dude. Where do we live, man?
A place with a lot of guns, dude.
That's why it's so, like, my poor mom, anytime I bring up stuff like this, because her husband is very on the right. Yeah, you know, I love him. Like, he doesn't, you know, he never, like, you know, tries to enforce that on me by any means, but... you know, she has to tread lightly when things like this, because, I mean, they have a lot of fucking guns, man. So, it's weird. Like, I used to go to church with my parents a lot, but then that turned into church and the gun range. And I was like, yeah, I mean, I don't have a problem with guns, but, like, if I'm shooting guns, like, I want to shoot at, like, watermelons and milk jugs. I want to blow some shit up, you know? Like, just shooting at a piece of paper gets a little boring after a while, you know? Like, can we ramp this up?
It's going to look like a head if you're going to pull the trigger.
Well, I mean, don't you want to see some shit, like, just blow into pieces if you're fucking railing off and getting a headache from it? Like, I want to see some fucking, you know, some action, man. Like, that's what I asked. I'm like, you were in the army? You can't, you know, call one of your old buddies and get some grenades? That'd be cool. but then, like, where would you fucking throw a grenade? Oh, man, it would be so cool to have a
Yeah,
grenade.
don't know about that one, Chief.
You wouldn't throw a grenade if you had the opportunity?
No, dude. What if I, like, mess up the throw somehow?
Oh, man. Or hold it too long? That's the scary part. Like,
Yeah, like, you just, like, pull the pin and you're just, like... what if it, like, gets stuck in your hand, you know, your finger gets caught, and you throw it at your feet, and you're just like,
imagine that adrenaline rush, and you have to run away.
Yeah, I don't want to imagine.
That would take years off of my life, man. Yeah, because I'm such a bitch. Like, that would, oh my god. But, dude, or a flamethrower? I feel like I'm getting off topic here a little bit, though.
He loves me.
But, yeah, dude, so... like, and obviously, like, you know, it's a personal topic, so you don't have to say either way. But have you ever voted?
No.
Okay. And I've never voted either in my life, and I feel ignorant, like, when I tell a lot of people that, because, like, you know, they're like, you know, especially as a, you know, a man of color, that, like, you know, so many people got killed, you know, just so I would have the right to, you know, but I just have never really been educated in politics, you know, like, I don't know each person's policies, and then too, like, you stand in line for hours, you vote for a guy, and then he loses. So now I get to be worried for the next 4 years, you know what I mean? Or, even worse, you stand in line for 4 hours, you vote for a guy, he wins, and then he doesn't do anything that you thought he was going to do. So you, like, either way, like... And then, too, like, these last few elections, it always feels like, you know, regardless of who wins, they're always like, oh, well, the election was rigged. And it's like, okay, so just that time? Like, not none of the other times? You know, like, I don't... You know, so why don't you vote?
For the same reason. I don't care about politics enough to get educated. And I don't think you should be voting unless you're educated.
Exactly.
So.
Like, yeah, if you have a, you know, a stake in it, you actually know what the policies are. So do you feel like the people that are voting, like, are the actual results of the election? Like, you feel like that's on the up and up? You don't feel... Yeah? You don't feel like there's any foul play?
I don't see any reason why... It's like, if you get caught rigging the election, like, you are... Well, I wouldn't say you're fucked, but apparently you're not, so...
By who? That's who's gonna catch you?
The other party. I mean, like, when the votes are counted, they're counted by representatives of all the parties. Like, everyone is there watching the count, making sure it's done legit.
Yeah?
It's not like it's just, oh, only the Democrats voted for this, you know... state. It's like, no, Republicans, Democrats, and probably even like the Green Party gets to be in the counting room making sure it's all done up to snuff.
What the see, that's how I'm so the Green Party? What even is that?
I don't fucking know.
What the fuck, dude? Where's their guy? Like, I mean, because like we only ever see
Nobody
like
wants the Green Party, man.
options, man.
Nobody wants fucking electric cars everywhere.
That's gotta be
solar power. Like, come on, no one wants that crap.
Clean air.
Yeah,
right?
Yeah. That noise. That used to be a thing, at least back in 2016.
That's what I'm saying, man. Like, me and my wife, all the time, like, because her family's real big on, like, you know, you should vote. You should, you know, at least vote. But, like, we always, like, for who, man?
That's what I'm saying.
You know, like,
I feel like
what?
I'm casting my vote by not voting, especially in the last couple of elections. Like,
Yeah,
we just had
dude.
absolute shit options.
Yeah, dude.
Because, like, if everyone would just not vote, maybe people would realize that we want better fucking candidates.
Yeah, open it up a little bit, dude. Like, why does it always narrow down to just two people? You know, like.
Well, I'll tell you why it narrows down to two people. Because let's take an example where you have three people.
Okay.
All right. So if you have three people, what's going to happen is you're going to have like, let's say one has like 25%, one has like 30%, and one has like what's left, 50%. Okay. 45%.
Yeah.
Okay. If you have three parties like that, you have 45% of people want this person. He has the highest amount of votes, he's going to win, right? But if these two parties collected their votes together, they would have 55%, and they would win. So if these two parties both really fucking hate this guy, they're going to band together under one guy.
Oh, just to fuck them.
Just to not let that person be in power.
But I mean, if
that's why it usually ends up going
okay,
down
so
too.
if it's up to the people though, and that's legit, you don't think if that guy was really the best guy for the job, he could convince the people? Like, hey man, like, you see how they're teaming up? It's because I'm the best guy.
That means he's the worst guy.
Oh,
that means more than half the population does not
like,
want him to be in
anybody but you. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyone but you, exactly.
Fuck, man.
So.
Oh man, like they already stormed the White House, man.
Yep.
And like,
People died.
I don't remember the timeline. Well, no, he was out of office by then, right? When that happened.
No, he was still in office.
Okay, so when he was president, they stormed the White House. So like, what are they gonna fucking do now, man? How long did you live in St. Louis before you moved here?
Summer of 19 to April of 22.
Okay, so you've been in Missouri roughly about 5 years, 5-6 years, somewhere in there. Yeah, 'cause it's like 2024, yeah.
Oh, yeah, I moved here in like August of 19.
Yeah.
So we're at almost 5 years.
Have you been to any of like the smaller surrounding towns around here?
I went to Warrensburg.
Warrensburg, I'm not familiar.
They were nice.
Yeah.
They seemed probably fairly conservative, but like I didn't feel like any one of them was like some radical, rightist with a Confederate flag or anything like that. I mean, I'm sure some of them probably were, but like I didn't feel that.
Funny you mentioned, because like that's how like in the big city, you make jokes like, oh, you turn down the wrong street, you're in the hood, but like in smaller towns, you turn down the wrong road and you'll see Confederate flags and like.
Yeah, well, and one of the people that parks at our apartment has a Confederate flag on their car, and I'm like, I don't know why you'd advertise that.
Well, and see, that's because I have extended family members that and to them it's about heritage, but like, I sat down at a family gathering and explained it one time. It's like, it's your heritage, but like that's also kind of like a line in the sand that you're drawing a little bit when you show people that, and it's like,
yeah, my great grandpa was a Nazi. I mean, that's what I equate it to. It's like flying a Nazi flag. But it's like, what are you doing, man? It's like, sure, you can do it, but why? Why would you want to advertise that to people?
I never looked at it like that. It kind of is, though, yeah? Like,
that's exactly how I put it, as a white person, at least.
Jesus
it's like,
Christ. Damn. But yeah, man, like, and so that's what, when you see stuff like that, and then they say things like, take the country back. Like, from who, man? Like, nobody took it. It's still right here, dude. Like, and I always, like, I feel like, stuff like that, like, they want to close the border down, like, so, okay, yeah, they do get out all the Mexicans, like, who are they going to come for next, Like, it's a short fucking list, man. Like, fucking COVID happened, they were beating up Chinese people, or even people that they thought were Chinese, you know what I mean? Like, it's a really scary area to live in, and I know, especially, like, I'm sure there's even, like, coworkers that, commute, and I don't want it to seem like, like, I have, like, some, but, like, I am legit scared, man. Like...
I mean, I think a lot of people are scared right now.
Yeah.
Your options are you can either move to Canada, or you can just wait it out.
Yeah? I mean, maybe even to a bigger city. Like, I would, somewhere, definitely not anywhere down south right now. I would not want to go to, like, fucking Mississippi right now.
I don't really. I mean, it's just gonna be hot, right?
Fucking.
Just gonna be like.
The South is a scary place, man.
And humid. I'm gonna New Orleans once, man. It's so humid. It's crazy.
There's a different kind of racism down there, man. Like, it's palpable. It's fucking. It has a physical presence, dude. Like, that's what I'm saying, man. Like, and I hate to, because. This just is like all of the energy and all of my reservations and preconceived notions and stuff like that. It's just gonna channel out and bounce back, and like that kind of energy attracts the bullshit. And I know that like I'm just feeding into the whole like circus of the media and everything like that, man. But I don't know. It's just. Crazy time to be alive as a dog dad.
Sure is. It is certainly interessante.
Yeah, man.
I do want to tell a nice little unrelated topic to fear. Well, kind of related.
Yeah.
Slightly related. I don't think I've told this on the podcast before. So when I was back in college, I had a lot of nicknames. Back then, when I had all those nicknames. I was in like, what was it? I think it was just like a chemistry lecture class or something. I think it was just chemistry. I don't remember what class it was. But anyways, it was just a big lecture hall, right? Nothing too fancy. And day one, you sit down and you just choose a random fucking seat, and that's your seat for the rest of semester, right?
No pressure.
I mean, it's not like officially you could sit somewhere else, but like
people would look at you weird.
You know, it's your spot, right? Like you're gonna let someone take your spot. It's my parking spot, you know. It's like if anyone parks there, I'm like, you fucking bitch, you know. Like fuck you.
Yeah.
So, anyways, you know, then I'm looking around in the hall, you know, just like gazing at my fellow dumbass college students, right? And there's like one really cute girl in there, and I'm just like, man, she's pretty cute, you know. I pretty much spent the entire semester, whenever I was in that class, just like trying to catch glimpses, because she was behind me, so like I couldn't.
Oh, you like looking for an excuse?
You know? Yeah, just like, oh, you know, just whatever I can find, trying to look at her, right?
Been there, yeah, man.
And then the semester was getting close to ending, right? And I'm like, well, shit, if I don't make a move on this girl, like, I'm never gonna ever talk to her, like, ever again. Mm-hmm. I won't ever have an opportunity to ever talk to her again. So, like, and she had, like, a friend that she would always sit next to. And so, like, how did I end up? Oh, it was, like, perfect. So, like, one day I just decided, I was like, okay, I'm just going to go sit near where they sat. I wasn't actually expecting for them to sit next to me. I was just like, I just wanted to get in the general area of them. And, you know, maybe something will happen, right? So, it was, like, my first try. I was just like, you know, I still had, like, 2 weeks left of the semester. I was like, we're just going to fucking try something. I'm, like, an awkward, you know, fucking, like, 18-year-old or whatever. I don't know what the hell I'm doing. So I let's go up there, and I just sit in a spot. And then her friend that she sits next to comes over and sits, like, gives a gap between me and her, you know, to not be right next to me, right? Because that'd be weird.
Yeah.
And I'm, like, sitting there, and I'm like, okay, her friend's going to come in, and they'll, like, sit next to her, and she's going to sit in between us.
Oh,
I'm
man.
like, holy fuck,
yeah.
holy fuck,
like,
holy
it's
fuck.
happening, yeah.
I'm freaking the hell out, and she comes up, and sure enough, she plops her ass right next to me, and I'm like, holy fuck, holy fuck.
Oh, man.
And I'm like, okay, I'm not going to say anything this time. We got close, we did it, we fucking achieved our goal, we're just going to cruise, right? And then she fucking starts talking to me, and I'm like, ah, I'm freaking the hell out. And she was just, like, asking me about, like, just a lecture, or whatever, and then she brings up, you know, voting, because apparently she was, like, into, like, the whole voting club or something.
Oh, man.
She's into that little shit. And, you know, she was like, I think it was like a voting day, or voting day was coming up, and, you know, she was like, oh, did you go vote, or are you going to go vote? And I was like, oh, no, I don't vote. And she's like, oh, you really should. And I'm like, I don't really believe in, I think that, you know, if you should vote, you should be educated, blah, blah, blah. And she was just like really pushing me for it. She's like, oh, you gotta go vote, you gotta do it, go vote. And I'm not kidding you, she spent the entire lecture writing out a whole piece of paper of why I should vote and where I can go to vote and all that stuff. And I'm like, you fucking lady.
Oh, man.
And then, you know, she handed it to me at the end of the class, and, you know, it was like, here, you know, there are all these great reasons you should go vote. And she was like, so you're going to go vote? And I was like, no, I still don't think I'm going to. And she's like, we could have been friends. And I was like, and then she wasn't hot after that anymore.
Yeah. So. Fuck no, she wasn't hot after that. So. Oh, man. That's like an evil, like, monkey paw wish where you're like, man, if I only had the chance to talk to her. Yeah. And then you get to talk to her. And she's a maniac.
Exactly, yeah.
Jesus.
So I'm just like the whole lecture, and it's like as soon as she learned that I didn't vote, it was just like, I was like, I don't want to be sitting here anymore, man. She's just pestering me about it. You could have just let me be, you know, you could have just been like, hey, that's your choice.
It always makes me wonder about people that are that into voting. It's like, okay, so if you are that adamant about me voting, if you take me to vote, knowing that I'm going to vote for the other guy, I will go vote with you. Like, if it would still be that important to them, I wonder.
I think a lot of them would still be. I feel like for her it would be.
Yeah?
I think, you know, especially in college, when you, like, want to make a difference.
And you want
to be heard.
Be a better person still. Yeah.
I think at least her, I mean, I didn't know too much about her because I just had, you know, one hour conversation with her. Yeah. But I think a lot of people, though, I think you're right. I think if they knew that you would vote for the other party, then they would probably be like, you know what?
Yeah, it's not that important.
It's not actually that, you know, you can stay home, it's fine. But I think probably like at least half of them would probably be like, no, I think you should still vote. You should make your voice heard. Because, I mean, democracy doesn't work if you don't vote. You know, they're not wrong. And I think people who are informed absolutely should vote. I think if you do want to take the time to learn the values and the importance and, you know, whatever that your candidates are standing for, both sides, you have to learn both sides. You can't just learn the one that you like. You need to learn both. Then I think then you should be voting out there. But I think if you don't want to learn, or you can't learn for whatever reason, your brain doesn't process the information properly, then you shouldn't do it, because then you just might be voting for someone that you don't want to. Who's the boochiest boocher? Who's the boochiest boocher? He is really the boochiest boocher right now.
Yeah.
He really is. Look at how happy he is. He is so happy.
You've never seen him happy.
He's just never been happy.
Well, no, it's like he actually will have a really big smile.
He's got big smiles.
Is he smiling? Oh, he's smiling a little bit.
He's a good boy. Yeah. Look, you don't need mommy anymore. You have me. I'll just take over. Right?
She's gonna watch this episode.
Are you cheating on me, Pierre?
Nah, man, she
Who's the boochiest boocher?
Yeah.
Who is it? Who is the boochiest of the boochers?
I lost my train of thought.
Did you happen to get any questions from the missus?
Man. Her work right now, her billing specialist is kind of shit in the bed, so she's been having to pull double duty. Oh, did you give the bro a kiss?
He did not. It was very close, though.
Faked out? You thought about it?
Yeah. He was considering it, and he was like, wait a second. I'm not gay.
Yeah, he really don't. He doesn't even really give me kisses that much, honestly. Yes, it's weird. He eats his own.
Oh, I did that with my dog, too.
Yeah. But, fuck, man.
Boochiest little boocher. Who is it?
Yeah, there's a bit of an added,
Smoochie.
like, cultural pressure for me to vote. Like, I mean, and obviously, like, I don't know if it's ever, you know, if it's something that you've ever put, like, you know, even more 2 seconds of thought into, but, like, I'm not your average black. You know what I mean? Like, I don't quite black right, you know, a lot of the time. And, like, I've been made aware, you know, throughout my life. And, so there's always, like, you know, not always, like, as an adult, like, I don't really, like, lean into it as much anymore. But, like, as a teenager and shit, you know, I would always have to, like, try to prove my blackness. And, like, with voting, there's always been that extra, you know, like, I'm making our ancestors weep if I don't vote, you know what I mean? Like, there's that added...
I mean, was it really just voting? I mean, I feel like there was, like, a lot of
other
things that were gained through your ancestors. It wasn't just voting.
Yeah. The right to use the same bathroom and shit
go
like
to
that.
The bathroom, get a job.
Yeah.
You know?
Yeah, and that's how I'm not, like, I mean, I'm...
Buy a house without a ridiculous interest rate, you know? I mean,
upstanding citizen, but, you know, I think I'm an okay guy, you know? But, yeah, I always do, especially, like, older, you know, black people will be like, you know, you're voting this year? I'm like, no, man, I'm not. Like,
it was crazy to me, man. Yeah. I was thinking about this because you were telling me to, like, make a list of all the things of the Portlands or whatever.
Oh, the things that shocked you about, since you've joined us here in the land of the Ports.
It's like, you know, one of the things that did shock me was just, like, just racism just in general. Because where I'm from, right, if you were black, you were cool. It was like a status symbol. Like, if you were black, it was like...
Fuck yeah, right?
Like, I want to hang out with him. He's cool. You know, he can run fast. He's on the football team. He's the running back. You know, like you're cool if you're black where I'm from, man. It was awesome. Everyone wanted to be friends with a black kid. Yeah. So, you know, I came down here and it was just like my brain didn't even like register that people were like, you know, they were like, I don't want to be around the black people. Like for me, it was just like, I don't want to be around you if you're a fucking drug addict that's asleep on the bus. You know? Yeah. Like I don't care what color your skin is. If you're drugged out on the bus, I don't want to be near you. And then it's like, one other thing that I learned down here that like I probably learned in Washington, but it never hit me how serious it was like the Civil Rights Act was in the 60s.
Oh yeah, that wasn't that long ago.
I'm like, that was the 60s? Yeah. Like we fought in World War II. We fought the Nazis while black people were still segregated. What the fuck was that, man? Are you shitting me? We're like, oh, we gotta get rid of those Nazis. They're doing bad things. But we're over here doing what? Like,
you know, they probably
was 20 years, man.
They were probably thinking that in Germany too. Like, hey man, like, you know, you guys aren't gonna.
You get the same shit.
I love hypocritical, no?
I was thinking like freaking all the racism was like gone like 100 years ago. You know, we've been clear for like forever until I moved out here and I learned it was the 60s.
Just hanging out in the Midwest and the South.
I'm just like, all right.
Yeah, that's a trip though, dude. I didn't even.
People still alive, man. I don't want to be doing very well, but there's people that are still alive. It's crazy. I'm like, what?
Yeah. I did that, like, but from the other side of that, I didn't even think about, like, but I mean, you, like, the financial situation where you're from is a little bit better, though.
Yeah, like, there was like not many black people, so
yeah.
it wasn't like there was
but
and I think every single one that there was adopted.
Yeah,
so
so they were fucking happy to be there. Is what I'm getting at. You know what I mean?
I would assume so.
Yeah,
I don't know why they wouldn't be.
That's crazy though, dude. Like racism was like a like that's always been a thing.
It just like wasn't a thing for me, man. Growing up, I was just like
And that's why I was asking if you had been to, like, some of the smaller towns around here. Because, like, you know, growing up, you get warned, like, you know, don't go there after a certain time.
That was another thing, too. Like, that I put on my list was, like, people would be like, you know, you took the bus, you took the train, you went out for a walk at night? Like, people would, like, look at me like I was fucking mental. I'm like, what the hell was the problem? I'm just using the public transportation. Why do they have buses if I'm not supposed to use them? Like, what do you mean?
Yeah, man. Certain places, man.
Yeah, but like, and this was even St. Louis. I was like, and I was in the good part of St. Louis, and people were relatively good.
Yeah.
You know, I was in like the college town part, and people were like, "You went for a walk at night?" I'm like, "What is a college kid gonna do? Like, shoot me? Like, I guess he could, but like, it doesn't seem very practical. I don't know why you do that."
Yeah.
So.
We went and visited my grandma. Like, I hadn't lived in St. Louis probably for about 10 or 15 years by then. And just, like, looking around, dude, like, fucking crackheads walking around like The Walking Dead, you know, it looks like a zombie movie, and it's just, like, you don't even growing up in it, I didn't realize, like, you know, how bad it can be in certain places. But, like, St. Louis is weird, dude, because you could literally, like, be on a street with houses, and then you turn a corner, and then, like, it's a dead end, and there's, like, 80 motherfuckers outside, and you're like, holy shit, wrong turn. Hey, what kind of car is that? Back up! Like, dude, like...
Back it up.
Yeah, like, get the fuck out of here, man.
Yeah. And the other thing was, like... I mean, maybe I wasn't ever asked this because I was young and I never left the house. But, like, people asking you for a light? Holy shit. Man, like...
Motherfuckers got vices, man.
I have never seen anyone ever before I moved to Missouri ask for a light.
Well, and then, too, in a lot of instances, especially if you're in a big city, that in itself is a setup. Because you go to reach for your pockets, blam, they punch you, and then they rob you. So, like, wow. Yeah, never take anybody, if you're out of town somewhere and they're like, hey, you got... No, I don't have anything. Get the fuck away from me. And especially if they're, like, walking towards you, sometimes it's even, you know, like, fucking, you know, put your hands up. Like, dude... Yeah, what's the problem, buddy?
What's up?
Nobody's asking you for a light.
No one's asking you. But no, someone just asked me for a light. Like, when I dropped my car off at the oil change, they were like, yo, it's going to be like 30 minutes or something. I was like, all right, I'm just going to go for a walk, you know? Why not? I'm just walking down the street and somebody's like, oh, you got a light? And I'm like, nah, I don't smoke. And it's like good for me because like I don't smoke, but like imagine you're walking down the street, you got a cigarette, and someone asks you for a light. Like, yeah, what do you gotta give?
Yeah, in that instance, you're a fucking asshole.
Can you like use your own to light it, or does that not work?
Yeah. I mean, yeah, you could do that. But, like, in that instance, like, I would just tell them to fucking keep it. Like, I wouldn't want that back, like, some stranger putting their fingers on your cigarette, you know? Like, that's, yeah, you got that.
Well, that's it, yeah. It up to there.
Well, yeah.
Touch it.
Yeah, I wouldn't, yeah, no. Because then, too, you're both of your hands and you're focused on that, they could punch you, you know, if it is a fucking...
Just never had... It's never crossed my mind that someone would ever just, like, want to punch me, man.
Man, dude.
Like, what do I have on me? It's the digital age. I don't carry cash.
That's like a sport in New York. Like, just for the punch. Like, they don't even, like, rob you after. They just punch you and go home. Like, they fucking punched, I know you don't know pop culture, but, like, the guy from Honey, I Shrunk the Kids, the Rick Moranis guy.
No idea.
Yeah, they punched him. They punched, I think they punched Steve Buscemi, too, I want to say. Old ladies. Like, it's like a fucking pastime.
That's so weird.
Yeah, dude. Like, it's not even about the robbery anymore with them. They're just, like, punching motherfuckers down there.
Delicious.
Yeah, eye boogies.
They're delicious, honestly. I can respect the eye boogies.
That's one thing about being, like, a kid, like, you know, 2 or 3, and having memories of, like, being a booger-eating spaz, and it's just like, what are you thinking about when you're that little, dude, to do some shit like that?
Thinking about all the things you can get away with.
I guess, man.
Who's the blue cheese moocher? Who is it? Fuck. Who is the boochiest?
What we get? I think that's the title of this episode, yeah?
Who's the boochiest boocher?
Or just the boochiest
I was
boocher.
thinking 2 guys who don't vote talk politics.
Okay. Alright. Going with the brutal honesty this time. You want to put, like, that guy's name in the thumbnail that did it? And then that way, like, we get a...
do we have the guy's name?
I think I did.
Or a picture of the dead guy?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
I was thinking just putting, like, Trump with, like, his ear being shot or something.
The fucking...
Yeah,
oh, man. Yeah, we got
right
we got to, cause especially.
I thought it was crazy, like how much Trump was like wanting his face to be seen after.
Yeah, they're trying to get him to save. He's like, no, let me get my shoes.
Yeah, he was just like, like they're trying to get him in the car. Did you see that part? He was like resisting getting in the car so much.
He's been a showman for so long, though, dude. He's got to know that this is like the election's over. If there was any question if he was gonna win before yesterday, like. He's got it in the bag after that shit. They're liable to fucking beat up people trying to vote for the other guy. I found it because I Googled, I almost Googled right now who shat.
Who shat?
Yeah.
Who shat Donald Trump? Dude, that was crazy because like when my friend texted me the news because I was playing with another internet friend. And he's texting me. All he texted me was Trump just got shot. Check the news. So I'm sitting there thinking he's dead, right? I'm like, oh my god, that's crazy. And I pull it up, and it's like, I missed him. I'm like, oh, okay.
Yeah, thank goodness.
I missed it. Wow, but yeah, I was like, wow, that was a shock, man.
It's looking like the guy's name is Thomas Matthew Crooks.
Crooks.
Yeah, how's that? Like, that's a little on the nose, isn't it?
Yeah, I was wondering who he is. Like, do we know? Was he like making weird posts on Facebook or some shit? Like, were there all these warning signs that we know?
Oh yeah, that nobody just ever paid attention to.
No one noticed.
There was a picture of him earlier. I guess they took that down.
The guy, man.
Yeah, that's what, I guess they took it down.
That's fair, honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's oof. I don't know.
Yeah, what a time to be alive.
What a time. That is the facts, right?
Fuck.
There, man. Living in a world right now.
Oh, speaking of, I asked, or my mom brought it up without me asking her, actually. The shit that I was talking about where I was misspeaking or just, like, spewing misinformation about, I thought that they were making a black hole in Sweden. You remember?
I do remember that.
Yeah, where you're like, dude, there's no way that can happen.
Yeah.
But it's not a black hole, but it's called a hadron collider. Have you ever heard of this?
Yeah, they're just smashing particles together, dude. A lot of people have heard about the.
What are they doing, man?
They're smashing particles together.
You don't think that's gonna like fuck up the fabric of space and time?
No, that's what happened in the fabric of space and time. Particles hit each other. That's like what happens.
That's what I'm saying. So, like, they're gonna do it again and, like, cause a fucking Big Bang while we're already the product of one?
It's not quite how it works. It's
gonna, like, Etch-a-Sketch our Big Bang? Like, they start a new one?
Not quite how it works there.
No?
No.
So what are they doing? What's the end goal of the particles getting smashed together?
I don't know. I have to, like, Google it. Let's see. Let's see.
Put my ignorance to rest here, man, because my mom and I are worried it's going to be the fucking Mist around here. You ever seen that movie?
Lord. What?
The Mist?
Nope.
You've got to see The Mist. I insist on The Mist.
Purpose.
Anybody watching as
Many
well.
physicists hope that the Large Hadron Collider will help answer some of the fundamental open questions in physics, which concern the basic laws governing interactions and forces among elementary particles, and the deep structure of space and time, particularly...
Come on, dude, you just said it right there!
...and general relativity. These high-energy particle experiments can provide data to support different scientific models. For example, the Standard Model and the Higgsless Model required high-energy particle experiment data to validate their predictions and allow further theoretical development. It asks the questions, do all known particles have supersymmetric partners as part of supersymmetry and an extension of the Standard Model and the Poincare symmetry? That's one question it answers. Are there extra dimensions as predicted by various models based on string theory, and can we detect them? What are the nature of dark matter, a hypothetical form of matter which appears to account for 27% of the mass of the universe?
What? Wait, okay.
So
wait, no. Are there other dimensions?
Yeah.
So they're peering in other...
Extra dimensions.
They're trying to peer into another dimension, dude.
Yes.
Which is gonna undo the fabric.
It's not gonna
between...
They know what they're doing, all right? They're scientists. It's not going to undo the fabric, all right?
This is the beginning of the end, buddy.
Look, I'd be more concerned about Trump getting shot than I would about scientists slamming particles together.
Well, I mean, yeah, what?
That's a bit higher on my levels of concerns right now.
Maybe they could. Oh man.
Who's the OG? Who is it?
What?
Who's it? Is it you? It is. It's you. What?
Oh, dude.
What are you alright over there?
I fucking. Why are they trying to look into other dimensions, man? I don't.
They're mostly just trying to figure out if there are other ones, and then detect them. I mean, like detect. I wouldn't say they're trying to like go there. I mean, I wouldn't be expected to be able to go there.
But like, what if they like find heaven and piss off God? You know.
Well, then you probably won't have a Hadron Collider anymore.
Probably won't have an Earth anymore, man. Have you read about what happens when God gets pissed off?
Look. If he's pissed off at like a small amount of people, he only usually smites them, right?
I should hope so, man. Like, because I mean,
maybe
it would
like the country around him, but like it was in Switzerland, so like we're chilling.
Yeah.
If he decides to smite Switzerland, like we're good.
You'd be okay with that? Like,
I mean, I wouldn't be, but like at least I'm still alive.
Yeah. That would, but like, do you think that would take a lot of meaning out of life if they did discover there was a heaven and a hell?
No, not for me at least. Maybe for a lot of people.
Yeah.
But not for me, because I've always lived my life where it doesn't matter whether there is or isn't. So if we discover the existence of one, it doesn't change how I live my life.
You're so certain of so many things.
No, I'm not certain. That's why I'm certain of my uncertainty.
Right, but even that, like, you're just like, you know what? Whatever, man.
I'm just saying, it's like, why, if you just live a way that you're happy regardless of whether there's a heaven or not, whether there's an afterlife or not, then it's like, then you're good. Right? If you're just like, okay, if I make this decision, what happens if there's a heaven? Am I still happy with my life? If I make this decision and there's no heaven, am I still happy with my life? As long as both answers are yes, then just make the decision. You're fine. You're going to be happy no matter what.
What if you split it? What if you're like... Because, like, I mean, honestly, I don't know, dude. Like, I'd probably be doing some things, man. Like, if I knew there was nothing after this, like, if this is it, I'm going to make this shit count, man. Like, I don't know.
You wouldn't want to make that shit count if there is something after it?
Well, yeah, but, like, I mean, like... Because, like, there's so many things that you're not supposed to do that seem so fun,
Like what?
Well, I don't want to incriminate myself. But I'm just saying, like,
See, I guess I just never had a desire to do those things.
Like, to just do some, like, yeah, man, I've
never wanted to do immoral or illegal things.
I get these urges, I do.
Just want to kill someone.
Well, no, not
go out there and just take life.
No, I mean, maybe if they deserved it. But, like, that's not what I mean. Like, just, like, dumb shit, and, like, I probably would, like, do some body modification if I knew there was no God to piss off about it,
You think God would be pissed off at body modification?
Well, yeah, there's a lot of, like, I mean, even, like, I have a tattoo, but if you believe some religions, that would even piss God off, like.
Those religions are not going to have very many people in heaven. There's a lot of people with tattoos.
Exactly. Like, I think Jewish people of some, like, if you're really strict, like, I know they definitely don't go for the tattoos. But yeah, dude, like, Like,
I mean, I feel like, come on. Like, if you're a god and you're like, oh, you put some ink on your skin. No. Like, I mean, like.
Well, if he's like, man, I made you this gift by hand and you fucked it up. Like, in his eyes, it's like he gives someone a Ferrari and they put, like, a fucking body kit on it. You know what I mean? Like, it's like, dude, like, what are you doing? I gave you a body.
I don't know, but you're not going to be like, oh, you put a body kit on your Ferrari, like, you can't put it at the car show. Like, you can still take it to the car show. You still got a Ferrari.
Yeah. But, I mean, that was just the first thing I could think of. It's like, I gave you this amazing thing, and you're screwing with it,
Yeah, I mean, I can see the appeal, but it's like, God's got to be at least a little bit humble. He's got to realize that if he's going to give us free will, that, we're not always going to do everything that he wants us to do.
Well,
and that's going to be okay. Like, when you have a kid, right, obviously you want your kid to do certain things.
Yeah.
But if your kid does things that you don't agree with, you're still going to love your kid, right?
Like, Old Testament God, though? And, like, I don't, like, God, like, we're made in his image, supposedly. So, like, all of the things that we have, he has, but, like, with superpowers. So, like, all of, like, our, like, yeah, they say God is a jealous and wrathful God, man. And, like, you know, like, you piss him off, things get wild.
Then why are we, like, bowing down to this man? Like, why are we, like, going to praise him?
That's why, I mean, if you think about people of the church, you know, they call them God-fearing. You know what I'm saying? Like, I mean,
I feel like if this God is supposed to be so wrathful and evil and jealous and all that stuff, why are we letting him choose our fucking morals, man? What the hell is that?
I mean, okay, so on the flip side, like, if we don't, then we go to hell forever.
Okay,
so, like,
I'm chilling, dude.
In hell forever?
Bro, I'm fine with that, man. I would rather burn in hell for eternity than spend eternity in heaven with a God that is wrathful and jealous.
Well, I mean, those aren't his only qualities, but if we have them, he has them. That's what I'm saying. Like, we're made in his image. So he's got them, but he's also got, like, all these superpowers. So, like, if you piss him off, you know, like,
I'm just saying.
he might turn your wife to stone. Or fucking,
That's what I'm saying. I don't want to spend an eternity in a realm governed by a guy like that. I'd rather take my chances in hell. I'm just saying, like, if my two options after death are burn in hell or be in a place governed by a guy who's just so fucking jealous and spiteful, like, both of those sound equally shit.
Well, but that's not all of the picture, though. That's only, like, a portion of it.
What else of the picture do we know for certain? If we say, okay, there is a God and there is heaven and hell, what else can we say for certain?
Well, he also has the capacity to make a paradise for us.
He does.
But if...
Do we think it's going to be a paradise up there?
Well, no, I'm saying he did. But then, like, if, you know... but we fucked it up because we didn't follow the instructions. He's like, you can have all of this and all of this, but, like, if you just don't touch that one tree...
Don't touch the tree.
Yeah, we're good, but then, you know...
We touched the tree.
The ladies touched the tree, man, ate the fruit, and got tricked by that talking snake.
I mean,
and that's why we die and have disease. Thanks, ladies.
Thanks, ladies. There's one lady here. This doesn't speak for all ladies. I don't know, man. It's just like, I'm like... And it's like one person's heaven is another person's hell. Like, some of the ways people describe heaven, it just fucking sounds horrible. You know, they're like, oh, you have, like, some people describe it as, like, a place where you have no emotion. It's just pure bliss. I'm like, you want me to live a life where I don't feel happiness? I don't feel anger? I don't feel sadness? I've done that in college. It's not good. It's not fun to have no emotions. It's not pleasant. You're just a husk. Just go through the motions. That would not be enjoyable.
I've never heard it described like that. They say you don't have any emotions?
That's how I've heard it sometimes described. It's just like you have no anger, no fear, no pain. It's just bliss. And I'm just
like... Well, bliss is an emotion.
That's a feeling. I want to call it an emotion.
Well, I mean, it's a good one, though.
Is it? I mean, the thing is like having just one... You can't have a good without the bad. Like, if you're just bliss, how can you ever, know how good the bliss is if you don't ever feel anger again?
Well, what if you remember your human life, though?
Do you remember it?
Maybe.
Would you be able to be in a state of pure bliss if you remember all the atrocities you committed as a human?
Well, if you are in a place where you're like, that part's over, and I don't know, but then too, if you're in heaven, what atrocities have you committed? You're not going to be in heaven.
Also, I'm saying, there's another thing, right? If, like, the only people allowed in heaven are people who live, like, just perfect lives, right? That just knocks out 99% of people.
Well, I don't think it's a perfect life, because that's the whole theme, is, like, no one's infallible. Like, that's like he without sin.
So then you committed an atrocity and you're still in heaven.
Well, okay. That's you gotta, like, there's nuance. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, a guy that, like, maybe steps on bugs and, talks shit on the playground isn't in the same moral category as, the last King of Scotland.
I mean, yeah, they're not at the same level, but it's still, like, where are you drawing the line then? Because then you're going to have, edge cases where someone's like, they kind of were, they kind of weren't, and then you're going to have people who were pretty much the same. Some of them are going to get to heaven and some of them are going to have to go to hell.
Well, and that's the part that does trip me up. Because, like, especially, like, you see, like, all of those, like, ex-dictators in Africa that were, like, fucking warlords and had child soldiers and shit, and then just decide to turn their life around and be preachers and pastors.
I haven't heard of them, but I believe they exist.
Yeah, that's a thing. So it's like, if the Bible is to be believed, and that guy is genuinely sorry and genuinely wishes to be forgiven and is asking for forgiveness, yeah, that guy's going to heaven.
Exactly.
Yeah,
you want to be in a heaven with a guy like that?
With General Butt Naked? No, I don't
exactly.
want to go to the same heaven as
General Butt Naked. It doesn't sound that much worse than hell, man. You know, maybe the devil's a cool guy. Maybe God's just out here just shitting on the devil because he's jealous. And maybe hell's actually cool.
Well, I will...
Maybe hell, everyone just, sits down, smokes weed.
The music is definitely going to be better.
Yeah, they got good music.
No way the music's not going to be better.
They got... But... It's a little hot down there.
Yeah, that's what I was going to say. The weather's probably terrible.
The weather's probably pretty bad. But, what if Devil's just gotten lax over there, and he's like, yeah, it's too much effort to torture all you fuckers.
Just too many, man.
Just have fun, whatever. What if it's just a whole bunch of people just fucking chilling out?
There was this one guy, in which I should hope that that's, what it was, but, there's this, I don't know if it was, a Japanese story. I think it was a story from Asia or somewhere, but, they were heaven and hell is the exact same. It's everyone at a table, and there's, big, huge meal on the table, but everyone has these giant, long chopsticks to eat with. And everyone in hell is starving, but everyone in heaven isn't, because the people in heaven use the chopsticks to feed each other, and the people in hell are just trying to use them to eat for themselves. It's so that, to your point, they're saying that, the
people
right,
make it hell.
Yeah, as opposed to the location itself is what, so.
Yeah, maybe it is something like that. You never know. You won't know until you die. You'll never know until you die.
Spooky stuff, man. Spooky stuff.
Whatever's waiting for me after I die, I'm ready for it, Whatever it may be. Maybe it's eternity of suffering.
I don't think so. I think if there is because you're not...
If that's the consequence for living my life how I lived it, then... then it is what it is.
I don't think... granted, do you like to push people's buttons sometimes? But
yes.
I don't think that's cause to burn forever. You know what I mean? You're not a fucking kid.
But if some guy who runs heaven thinks it is, then there you go. I'm burning in hell forever. Uh-oh.
My bad.
Someone get shot again?
No.
No.
I guess the missus is on the road.
Oh, will she be back within the next hour?
From the
Ozark. Going to move the car?
No, well...
So I don't like pulling it up very far, because then it's hard for me to back out.
Yeah. Well, what if you kind of did, a face the road move over to the left a little?
I'll have to do it after this episode.
Okay.
We'll figure something out.
Yeah, in which I don't know.
Yeah,
I don't know if how close she is in proximity or what. So we shall see. I was just checking your feet, buddy. We're doing a lot of nibbling. So where are we at on time?
I think we got 10 more minutes.
10 more?
Something like that. Let's see. This would have been dragging out. Yeah, about 10 more.
All right. Well,
sorry, buddy.
I don't know. So what would be your ideal afterlife?
I don't really know if you can give an ideal afterlife, because any afterlife that's ideal for one person is just going to be horrible for someone else.
Yeah.
Another thing that I hear about in heaven is they got all the foods. You can have any food you want, and the smell of food just wafts through the air. That'd be hell. That'd be horrible for me, right? I hate that. Are you kidding me? I don't want to have to smell food for eternity. That's terrible.
Holy shit.
Right? It's so if I describe a heaven, right? My heaven would honestly just be pretty similar to Earth. I guess there's just no racism, right? No hate.
Well, that's it. Maybe you have your own. Maybe you have your own space.
No action on the hate. There can be hate, but you're not allowed to act on it. I guess that'd be my heaven. Just how Earth is, but you wouldn't be able to act on your hate. Yeah. There you go. That'd be it.
I don't know, man. I think I would just be wrapped up in a warm blanket somewhere.
You can do that on Earth, man.
No, but without any obligations, responsibilities.
I guess. How you gotta keep things running though.
No, but see, that's not my idea of heaven.
There's just no one keeping things running.
Well, what needs to be ran?
There's someone out there.
If I've got nowhere to be, I've got no bills to pay, I've got no lawn to mow.
I'm just saying, some people like Mowing lawns, you know?
I do too, but I don't like having to. That's the thing. Like, I don't like that, like, if I decide, like, I don't feel like it for a month, like, I couldn't do that. You know what I mean? Like, I don't like when it's, like, you know, stuff that you have to do. I don't like
Fair
it.
enough.
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from with that. But I feel like if you don't have to do it, then life is just boring as fuck. You know, because like when I was in college, I didn't have to do shit, and that was horrible.
Boring is good, dude.
Nah, dude, I've done
Boring
I've
is
done
safe.
boring for a whole year, man. I'll tell you, it's not good. People are always like, oh man, I wish I could just sit around and do nothing, and I'm like, bro, I did that for a whole year in college. Well, not a whole year. I did it for like 4 months. So I stopped going to class after my first semester, pretty much. And it's not fun, man. It's not. It's not an enjoyable time. Not interacting with people, just sitting in your room doing nothing. Like, it's not.
I wouldn't not do nothing though, dude, because there's still the internet.
Yeah, that's all I was doing. I was just on the internet, man. It wasn't fun.
Video games, anime. I think I'd be good for at least a year.
Yeah, but then after a year.
And I said at least. I don't know, man. I guess it is easy to not ever having been in that situation, but I think that
it's hard, man.
Cause like I remember the first summer that I moved to Fort Wood. Like I didn't really know anybody, and all I did was like hang out and watch TV and eat cinnamon rolls. That was the fucking best summer ever, dude.
You still had to like go to but you still like your mom gave you chores, right? Probably.
Well, yeah, that was bullshit. That was like I had to do stuff.
Yeah, but when you have stuff to do that's you don't like doing, it makes your free time and the things you like just that much better.
Oh, so you think that like the free time stuff would get boring eventually?
Yeah, it does. I'll say that with certainty, man.
Yeah.
If you don't have any responsibilities, any obligations at all, and you just do things that, you know, just make you happy, video games, eating cinnamon rolls, you know, playing solitaire, you know, whatever the fuck it is that you like, it's going to get boring after a couple of months if you don't have anything to take you out of it.
Man.
To make you appreciate how much you like it.
I don't know, I think I would just find other things. Like, I would just, like, pick up, like, I'll play sports games for a couple months. Or
Yeah.
I'll play racing games.
You have to have something that you don't like. It can't just be all things that you do like.
Yeah.
There has to be something in there that you don't like doing. Because then when you get to do the things you do like, you're like, yes, I'm not having to do that other fucking thing.
I'm a greedy motherfucker, though, dude. There's a lot of things that I like. Like, I mean, that I could do by myself. Like, there's a...
Yeah, but, like, if you're just doing all those things, there's nothing that you have, nothing to take you away from it. Like, it's gonna get boring.
Like
you're
well,
just
isn't that when you
right?
just take a nap?
Yeah, but you like taking a nap, don't you?
Yeah, it's fucking awesome.
Exactly. There's got to be something in your life that you don't like doing. I'm telling you, there has to be. You can't live a happy, fulfilling life without something in there
to break
it up.
I don't like going to the bathroom when it's not my idea.
Yeah, I didn't. That's true. When I was in college, I did not like going to the bathroom. I did still go to the bathroom.
Yeah, so there's that.
There is that.
There's that, and then
you get a little bit more than just the bathroom.
I don't know, man. Hard telling.
I don't know. I've experienced it. I'll tell you from experience that it's not all it's cracked up to be. Who's the boochie? Who's the boochiest booch?
I guess that is the grass is always greener, right?
Exactly.
On the other side of the fence.
You think it's just going to be so great, just being able to just play video games all day?
I'd be willing to try. I'd be willing to if somebody was like, hey man, I will you won't have to pay a bill, you won't have to do anything.
Well, I mean, it's like not having to clean, I think, is the worst thing, man. Because I'm like, you just look at your life and you're just like, I'm in just this dirty ass fucking room.
Well, yeah, like
the lights off.
So yeah, I would still have to do that. Still have to tidy, right?
Would you?
Well,
If you didn't have to clean, would you still clean?
Well, yeah, dude. I'm not comfortable if shit's dirty. Like, you can't. Yeah, I don't even feel. Yeah, no. Yeah, and then see, then yeah, you would still have to wash your linen, you know, because you can't. Like, what's the point of getting in a shower?
So you do have responsibilities now.
Whoa, fuck. Fuck.
There you go. We got him, boys.
Oh, well, no, okay. So if somebody just set it up like that, and then you got like a little fucking maid that dropped by for an hour.
A maid, yeah. I mean, I think you would find it not enjoyable. I think you would get very tired of it after a while to just have all of your needs taken care of for you.
I would be willing to try.
All right.
I would be willing.
Well, here's what you do. You save up. I don't know how much money you would need. I would say do it for like 6 months. So save up enough money to pay your bills for 6 months and to pay a maid for 6 months, and then give it a shot.
I think it would just be so depressing to have to go back to the real world after that.
You'll be, if you're anything like me after 6 months, it'll be a little tough to adjust, but you'll be itching to get back in there.
I would be probably about 150 pounds heavier, I'm sure. And just very depressed, I think. I gotta go back.
Yeah. I mean, I guess that'd probably be the problem, was if you do actually end up liking it, then you do have to go back and you just be screwed.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was...
Clinically depressed, I would assume.
Not a good time. Boochie. Boochie, boocher. Boochie, boochie, boocher.
Oh yeah, man, I don't think I have anything else to add.
We got another episode after this, by the way. Unless you want
to talk about what?
Unless you want me to come back next week.
I might have to get dropped off at your place next week, man, because, like, what do you want to talk about?
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, like, we gotta fucking...
Yeah. Woo!
Yeah, so those in the comments, or those out there in YouTube land, pretty please, shoot us some emails, drop us some comments.
Yeah, we got a whole 2 views on the Dr. Disrespect video.
No, it's up to 4. I looked this morning.
Oh,
yeah, we're moving on. We're doubling views each day. Right? Well, no, when was that we looked? That was a few days ago.
I don't know, yeah. I don't know. Doubling in just a couple of days.
Yeah, progress.
Woo!
Motherfuckers. So,
alright.
So, yeah, here's hoping that no more political figures get shot.
That's the hope. Or just anyone.
Yeah, stop shooting people.
Apparently the guy shot people in the crowd, maybe.
Possibly. Oh, well, definitely. There's no way, because, like, I mean, yeah, there was people on all sides of him, so if the bullet didn't go in him, it had to go.
But, like, what's crazy to me is, like, when I was watching the clip, right, he grabs his ear, he ducks it down, as he would probably do.
Mm-hmm.
But, like, all the people in the crowd are just confused. None of them are, like, looking over at, like, a person who just got shot who's screaming out in pain.
I think that's the angle you saw, because there were some people, like, okay, so if he's here, there were people behind him to his right that were looking off in the direction that I guess they were assuming.
I feel like anywhere you're in the crowd, though, you're fucking panicking, dude. If I'm at a rally and the guy who I'm listening to just got shot, I am leaving my fucking ass out of my seat. I am gone. I am jumping over people. I'm fucking out of there.
I agree with you. I agree with you 100%, but we're not talking about the average citizen.
You got a point there.
Yeah. He is something else to those people, man. Because they interviewed a lady, and she to your point, she was like, I looked in that front row, and not a single one of us ducked. We just wanted to make sure our president was okay. So, like, I think there was a lot of people there. Had they known, they would have willingly stepped in front of him.
That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't love anything that much.
That's
dude.
what I'm saying.
Like,
I'm out, bro. Every man for himself.
Yeah,
fuck you.
What the hell, man?
I'm out of here.
Yeah.
I'm jumping down. We're out here vibing.
Yeah.
Goodbye.
That's fucking...
Oh, man. Alright. Well, we have achieved our time limit for the day. We'll probably have to do another next week, because I don't think we can put another hour.
Yeah, I don't.
We could, but I don't know. I don't know.
Unless we get on the phone with somebody or something. I don't know.
You know what? Hey, let's try that. I only have 19%. We can call my mom. You got an iPhone charger?
I do not, man. We're low.
You have 100%?
Do I have 100%
on your phone?
I'm at like 80.
Okay, we can call my. We'll call my mom. Here, we'll call her on this episode, and then you guys will know if we do another episode. Yeah, you can be excited for next week. Next week will be a whole hour with my mom. We'll see what she can. I'll have to ask her if she can bullshit us for an hour. She's probably busy.
On a Sunday?
Hey, Ma, I got a question to ask. Hey, so I'm doing the podcast with my friend, and we usually do 2 episodes per session. But this session we're kind of out of ideas to talk about for our second episode, and I was wondering if you would be interested in just talking to us for an hour? Do you think you could keep us going for an hour? Yeah. Austin, you got an hour to spare? Fuck. What about the combination of you two? Is your wife home?
It sounds like it.
Okay, we're gonna